It's time for WrestleShoot. The beast comes out in the dead of night. WrestleShoot eats a Tuesday night. Rob and Chris don't pull the punches, bitch. WrestleShoot. Breaking it down, WrestleShoot. Telling the facts, WrestleShoot. Stories on the road, WrestleShoot. That's our Warriors podcast. No Carney ever escapes their sight. Coming at you live every Tuesday night. Hey, WrestleShoot. Anti-social network, WrestleShoot. Sticky and hot, WrestleShoot. Sometimes act like jerks, WrestleShoot. Always bringing on the guts.
Swear for God. Take two. We're back. We're trying this one again. It was a great excuse for me and Chris to listen to the awesome WrestleShoot intro again. Chris, I love that song. I love that song. I hate that video now, though. It just dawned on me, though. Why the fuck do you get to be between Hogan and Flair, and they got me way off on the side, like the odd man out? That's bullshit.
Because that's the way it should be.
What? You should be between Hogan and Flair, and I should be sitting over there getting your water?
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks, right? So that's why we did that.
So does that mean you place yourself above Flair?
Oh, good question.
Anyway.
Fuck. Yeah, wow. No, I don't. I'm not above Flair. Who's above Flair? Shit. Hogan says Flair's the best worker he knows.
Yeah, he says Flair's the best worker ever.
Yeah, ever.
So that's pretty impressive. But let's get into some of Hogan tonight, because Chris, I'm going to play a quick video, about 2 minutes long, and it's of my favorite human being in the world, Paul fucking Roma, discussing his feelings on.
You mean Hogan. We're not going to stare at each other for 45 minutes?
Well, I just thought we would do that after, light some candles, cyberly hold hands.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense. All right,
our normal Saturday routine,
Yeah.
All right, before we get too deep down this rabbit hole, let's play a video.
I think we got along well, and I thought he was, a stand-up guy. And then the years went on, and there was something that I saw that he had said about handicapped kids, and that really put an end to the respect that I had for him. So from that point on, I had no more respect for him. It was over. Yeah. And then I just started, guys just started coming at me with, he beats everybody. He kicks out of all their finishes. He always has to do this. He always has to do that. It's always about him. Did that really bother me? Yeah, not really. I mean, I'm talking about it now, but no, not really. What really bothered me was what was said about, the kids. That bothered me. And that I just couldn't let go of. So from that point on, and then it was towards the end of me seeing him anyway, because then I was leaving. I was going to WCW. So, I just, hey, how you doing? Hey, champ, or whatever the case may be. That was it. Just keeping the peace, as they say.
Yeah, that's something I never heard before, and obviously it's personal for you as well. What exactly did he say, or do you want to say what he said?
No, he just we were in Detroit, and we had they had brought in some kids from the hospital, and we it was kind of like a meet and greet. They took us out of the locker room. Hey guys, you come over here. These kids are sick, blah blah blah. So great. So we do, they march us in, and then we all went back and we thought it was done, and they came over to him and they said, hey, there's another kid. Can you come over here, to Terry, and he's like, oh. What the hell? We're not getting paid for this. And, you're bothering me.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him and I was like, you're a piece of shit. Really?
Yeah.
You know, so this is all bullshit. Say your prayers and take your vitamins, and you know what? It's all bullshit. So again, there were very few that what they said, you know, what they didn't practice what they preached. Let's just leave it like that.
Oh God! You know, I'll start with this. You did not ever in your life look at Hogan in his face and say you're a piece of shit.
Of course not.
That's a fucking lie, Paul. And if you're gonna lie about something like that, then the rest of your tales are lies. And I tell you this, Chris, Hulk Hogan was, and this is saying more than even Macho Man, who lived in children's hospitals.
Oh,
But Hulk
sure.
Hogan, up until John Cena, was the most agreeable professional wrestler ever to take up Make-A-Wish. All the time. He'd go in to see children that have a death sentence. And he would sit with them and he would talk to them and he would, you know, hook up with them, brother. And he would do all of this shit. And then Roma to say he wanted to get paid for going out to see a sick child who was already there. It's just a fucking lie.
Yeah. And my thing is, why now? Like all these fucking years later, you're all of a sudden bringing this up now. And this is what pisses me off about, you know, how I feel about that. It's like, oh, 25, 30 years, you're starting to mention it now. Why didn't you say something back then? It just sounds too fucking flawed, and you're trying to make yourself relevant again. Or I don't know if he was.
He was never fucking relevant, though.
Well, he's trying to stay in the spotlight, right? It's who's the guy
He's
that
trying as a feeble old fuck. He is trying to gain any kind of relevancy. The same
There
thing
you
he's
go.
been doing his whole career, trying to gain relevancy. Roma, you were one of the greatest mat tacticians that were in the WWF at that time. You truly were a phenomenal worker. But that's it. You put a microphone in front of your face, it's fucking nap time for the crowd. You didn't draw a dime. Nobody paid to come see Paul fucking Roma on the show. You know who they paid to see, Chris?
Let me think here. Hold on. I think is it Hulk?
It may have been Hulk Hogan. Why every ass was in that seat. He kicks out of everybody's finishes. Yeah, because Vince booked it that way, you dumb dick.
Yeah. You can say worry about Hulk. There's a lot of Hulk haters out there. However, I will quote what Bobby Heenan said in an interview years ago.
Robert.
Yeah. Says, hey, you may not like Hogan. Heenan's like, I love Hogan. Him and I had a great relationship. And I'll tell you this. He puts asses in the seats. And I got paid when I worked him. I was happy when I was putting an angle with him because I was getting paid. So, of course.
Yeah, you're involved with Hogan. You're one of the top paid guys on the card that night, and you're getting the Hogan rub. And maybe Roma's just pissed because nobody ever gave him that Hogan rub. Why would they?
Yeah.
I think that the most impressive he was as far as gimmick and shit goes was when he was riding Hercules' tails, doing the Power and Glory bit. Of course, didn't come close to a belt, did you, Roma? Everybody in tag teams got belts back then. Except Power and Glory, I don't think the Beverly Brothers got a belt. Didn't Well Done get the belts for like 2 minutes?
No, I don't think so.
No?
But very few teams, and they were I heard the Young Stallions were supposed to get the straps, and there's a lot of dissension between Jim Powers and Paul Roma. And I've heard their interviews, and if I had to pick, I think Jim Powers is more straight up about it. He's kind of like, Paul's a dick. He's hard to get along with, and that's why they never gave him the straps. I think they would be a good transitional team as a tag team straps, like you said, you mentioned earlier, the
goddamn Quebecers got the belts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a side point. What? So he's calling Hogan out now, Roma, and
years
it's later
later
on. It's late. No, I mean it's later on in this clip. I just cut that part out. He calls out Hogan to an MMA cage fight.
What?
Yeah. And his quote, his actual quote, the thing he actually said is, I'm going to lay a Paul Roma style hurting across his head. Yeah. And then, Mickey's going to, yeah, fuck you, Paul. You're a coward. You know what you are is you're a joke because now you are so offended that Hogan hasn't responded to your weak ass little challenge. So let me ask you this, Paul. Who are you to Hogan? Why would he take a second out of his life, dedicate a second to you? He never worked you. He never made any money off you. You two were never friends. What does he care what a nobody like you has to say about him?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And how I do want to ask you an important question though, but how non-interesting would that be? A 70-something-year-old Hogan who looks still great, by the way. He looks awesome.
Yeah,
and a 60-something-year-old Paul Roma in an octagon. Like, how fucking uninteresting would that be? I think Hulk would take him, but
I think Hulk would kill Roma. I truly do, and that's not because I dislike Roma. I just think that Hulk would fucking dust him. I think it would be ugly. And
yeah.
He runs around with dudes like Shamrock and shit like that, right? And he trains with them. And he does all that. So I'm not saying that Paul's got no hands. I'm just saying I believe Hogan would fucking kill him. But let me actually answer that question with my own question. So a 70-something-year-old and a 60-something-year-old, probably, how interesting would that be, right? You're thinking probably not. So how interesting would it be if a 60-something and a 50-something-year-old guy were to meet in a cage? Because it seems to me, Chris, that, Hogan is never going to respond to Roma's weak, feeble-ass, punk bitch-ass challenge. That means there's a big, wide open spot. I'll do it. I'll take that spot. I'll fight you, Paul. And look at me when I say this. I will fucking fight you with every fiber in my being.
Well, wow, it sounds like a challenge. Let me ask you this. I got two questions for you. Well, first of all, I just want to call you out a little bit. Now, you're probably
gonna call me out.
You're a hypocrite.
What? What?
Okay, because you're talking about Paul Roma, talking shit about Hogan, and Hogan not responding, right?
Right.
But you've been hating on Paul Roma for a while, for quite a few years, and he's never responded to you. So I'm just saying you're being a bit of a hypocrite here. And am I lying?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But there's a preface to this, because when I started calling Roma out, there was no heat. I was a Roma fucking fan, buddy. I was, they don't know, but you son of a bitch. I started calling Roma out only because I was biting off the Daniel Tosh gimmick that he was doing on his TV show with Arn Anderson. Randomly, that's right, Arn, I'm calling you out. Eventually, Anderson got with the joke and he responded and they made a little fucking bit out of it. And that's what I was hoping Roma was going to do. And then, he just kind of blew me off. And it bothered me. Not because, who the fuck am I to Roma? Same thing. Who's Roma to Hogan? Who the fuck am I to Roma? But I'm the dude who's got a show who every week was on the fucking air talking about you. I figured you would come do a run-in, punk me out, we'd have a fun interview and move on. But you're too much of a bitch for that too, Paul. So, am I a hypocrite? I guess maybe a little bit, but still, fuck Paul.
All right. No, fair enough. Well, let's fast forward to now. Okay, I get it was a joke, and I'm having a little fun with you, but it sounds like it's pretty. What's that?
You called me a hypocrite. Bitch.
Yeah, it was fucking funny. But drink down some water here, hold on. So
a little iced tea, a little water, we're all happy.
Exactly. Okay, so let me ask you this. It sounds like it's pretty real for you now. So, you're actually got some heat towards Paul Roma. It's not a joke anymore.
Correct.
My question to you is, do you think you can take Paul Roma in a fight?
I'll tell you this. I think that he would catch me at the best game I could bring at this point in my life. I think that Roma probably can throw hands because he's training with guys like Shamrock, and they don't know who's watching. They don't know. But I pretty much figuring I would get dusted. I still didn't back down from Ken Shamrock.
I know the story.
Kenny would kill me. There's no doubt about it. But I still stood my ground. Paul, I will come at you with both fucking guns, baby. You better believe it. And I think that you only called out Hogan, if we're being honest, because you knew that YouTube would pick up on it. You knew Hogan wouldn't give a half a shit about you or respond. Mm-hmm. Somebody else is responding in Hogan's place. And I'm not just taking up for Hogan, dude. I'm taking up for the business in general, because who the fuck are you? Jim Powers can't stand you. Hercules has passed on, but as I understand it, there was no sweet spot in his heart for you either. As a matter of fact, all the boys got something shitty to say about you. They say he's a good worker, and that's all you get, because as a human being, you're fucking garbage.
Didn't he team, besides being the Forgotten Horseman that you used to call him, didn't he team with Paul? Yeah, I think he was with Paul Orndorff for a minute, right? They had the straps in WCW. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what Paul would think about him. I'm sure Paul that'd be an interesting fucking conversation if Paul was still alive.
I mean, I think that Roma was probably on his best behavior with Orndorff as to not get the shit beat out of him.
I agree.
So I'm sure around Paul, he was very, hey, brother, it's all about love. Let's have a good night and blah, 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 and all that shit. But nobody has any respect for Paul fucking Roma. You know whose shows he goes on? Mark's. That's it. He goes on the shows, the podcasts of his fans. You don't see him. Have you ever seen him on Party with Marty?
No,
I've never seen Monty and Pharaoh Dick with him. I've never seen Stevie Richards and his counterpart. I've never seen them even bringing his punk ass up. So let's just make it official right now. On this episode of WrestleShoot, Paul, I am accepting your challenge in Hogan's behalf. I have sent you emails. I have sent you messages on Facebook. You don't respond to anything, because I think that Roma, somewhere in the back of his mind, is like, well, because he knows who I am. So I think in the back of his mind, he's thinking like, maybe I shouldn't poke this bear. Paul, I'm poking you now. The bear is poking you now. Man the fuck up. Accept my challenge. Dude, I'll put it right here on the Antisocial Network. If you kick the shit out of me, I'll still put it right here on the Antisocial Network for everybody to see.
Wow.
That sounds fair, right? Let's have a fair representation of what actually happened. Paul, I'll film it and I'll put it right here for free for everybody to see. Now, there's my challenge to you, Roma.
What? Wow.
So what's really hood, dude? What's really hood? You sitting out there talking about what a badass you are out there in Jersey and all that shit. What's really hood, dude? Come get it. I'll come to you. No worries. I'll come to you. We'll do it right there in your school if you want.
What kind of is it just going to be a free for all?
Well, I mean, if he's talking mixed martial arts rules, then yeah, I'm just going to go in there and fucking throw hands all over him. And I'm not saying that I'm like a world-class top shelf hooker, but you better believe that I'm a real deal shooter. You better fucking believe that. And if you don't, ask around, pal.
Yeah. I know you'll do what it takes to win.
And thumb in the eye.
Yeah, well, yeah, and just try to get it done quickly as possible. I do know that.
Yeah.
I know Roma's, Roma box. I think Roma had a brief boxing career for a moment. I'm not sure how well he did, and like you said, he trained with Shamrock, so I'm sure Paul's got some skills. So it'd be very interesting to watch, that and see how it goes down.
I fucking agree, dude. You come be my corner guy and just stand there, and if I'm getting killed too bad, throw the towel in. I'm okay with that. My pride won't get hurt. Roma, if you beat my ass, trust me, dude, I've got an ass whooping coming to me. I've got several of them coming my way. I am definitely owed somebody to straighten me the fuck out. But I don't think it's you. I think you're a punk. I think if we were in jail, you'd be my bitch. I think you are a punk, Paul. And then you go on telling these lies about Hogan and the Children's Hospital. That's just bullshit.
But my question with that is, why fucking now? Again, I know we talked about it a few minutes ago, and it seems like he really wasn't getting to the point. He was dancing around. I was like, dude.
Like a politician?
Yeah, like a politician doesn't give you a solid answer. And it was kind of irritating. But again, it's like, why wait until now? It's like all these stories come out, these people that want to be relevant or were never really relevant. Now I have these stories. It's like, oh, let me kick up some shit. And who knows what, and that's from Paul's perspective when Hogan did a sigh or whatever. Who knows what Hogan was going through? I think it's bullshit. I call bullshit on that.
I call bullshit on all of it. Like I said earlier, I guarantee you he did not say to Hogan's face, "You're a piece of shit."
No.
I promise you that.
Hogan would dust him right there.
I don't know if necessarily Hogan would dust him because, he's got to protect his spot on the card. If he's throwing hands all over curtain jerking nobodies like Roma, that might hurt his career. But I know there were plenty of Hogan loyalists in the back that would have taken it to Paul.
Paul wouldn't have a job.
He was already leaving for WCW, so he didn't care about that. That would be his.
That's right. Okay, so this happened in WAF.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that makes sense. And were they in WCW together? They might have been for a minute.
No, he went and did his thing with Orndorff way before Hulk went over there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But even if he did, he'd walk into a locker room in WCW and Orndorff wouldn't have the balls to say anything to Hogan's face. Dude, if I got something nasty to say to
Roma. You said Orndorff, you mean Roma.
Yeah. If I have something nasty to say to or about Hulk and I have any opportunity, you could bet your ass I'll say it to his face. Chris, you know me. Is that true?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll say it to his face because that's what men do.
Not talk shit or filter through somebody else.
On some jabroni's podcast. And I shouldn't call that guy a jabroni, dude. He had Roma on. We wanted to have Roma on. I get that. I'm really not bashing on the guy whose show it was. I'm just bashing on Orndorff. God damn it, on Roma.
He just seems like a different dude because him and Alex Wright had something too where he wasn't trying to sell for Alex Wright. You heard about that story where he was being a fucking dick on a pay-per-view, and Bischoff talks about it quite extensively, and it's just
so does Wright, man. He really gets into it in a few podcasts.
Yeah, Wright's like, I'm trying to be professional, dude. He goes, yeah. He even said, I wanted to dust Roma right there, but I didn't. He goes, I wanted to, be professional. We're a pay-per-view, and fucked up, dude. It's like, you're a bitch, Paul Roma. And
do you think that Das Wunda kid had what it takes to beat up Roma?
Do I think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah, he's a bit of a shooter.
Oh, okay. I never liked him, so I never paid a hair of attention to him. I didn't like the dancing bit. I was never impressed by his Jardy LaFrance style 800 miles an hour every match. I just didn't like that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But he was professional, and Roma says, "Oh, I don't think he was very over, so I didn't think I should the sell for him." And it's like, dude, you have a job to do, Paul.
Yeah, that's not how it was booked, asshole. It's not your show.
Yeah, your job is to fucking make him look good and lay down and have a give and take match. That's what it is.
Your job is to make you both look like $1 million for as long as you can and put the story over.
Yeah, do your job.
Doesn't matter if you think Das Wunda kid was over or not. That's not your decision to make. It's the dude that signs your paychecks, you mark. You self-fucking mark piece of garbage.
Yeah.
God, I don't like him.
And be lucky you were on a pay-per-view. Like, be grateful. And he just fucking wasn't.
Yeah, dude, you got to stand tall at WrestleManias on the greatest show of them all. You have had the opportunity to participate in those giant money shows because Hogan was in the main, but you were there. Why don't you just enjoy the accomplishments that you've had? Because there was a lot of them, but they were all fucking low card accomplishments.
Yeah, they were. And that's what he was. And he just was, dude, he was what he was. And be grateful for that. You weren't going any higher, dude. Just saying.
I know we're getting ready to take it home, so I feel like I've made my position clear and my challenge pretty fucking official.
Yeah, clear as can be to me. So,
and in case it wasn't, let me say it how Paul might understand it. Hang on. Hey, Paulie, I think that Rob guy wants to be good, and then he wants to do this.
I didn't understand that. I'm sure Paul did, though.
Paul will understand that. But they're beating upside your head. Get the fuck out of here, you Mark.
I think you need to say it one more time in your terms, though, how you say it. I think for the viewers can hear it again.
Sure. Paul, Mr. Roma, if you will. Hulk Hogan is far too busy and important of a human being to give a worthless piece of carny alley trash like you the time of day, much less to meet up and fight. But since you seem to be in such a hurry to fight, I will fight you, Paul. Me and you, wherever you say, I'll be there. We'll climb in there. We'll put on the nice fucking 8 ounces and we'll fucking settle up, dude. You do your standing game. You want to get down on the ground with me because that's where you're going to end up. We're not going to have a standing fucking trading punches fight. That ain't how I fight. I'm taking you to the fucking ground, and then we'll see what you got from there.
Yeah, I fucking A, dude. That's clear as can be. I'll show up. I'll be in the corner. I'll be your corner guy, and that's what I'll be.
That's right. So hit me up, Roma. Back it up. You can respond to the network. You can respond to me. No matter who you respond to, it will come back to me. Man the fuck up, Paul. You know that old Guns N' Roses song, Chris? Get in the ring. Get in the ring. Get in the ring. That's just playing in my head right now. All those terrible things that they were saying about those writers in that song, that's exactly how I feel about you, Paul. Get in the ring. Say it, motherfucker. Get in the ring, motherfucker, and I will whip your bitchy little ass, you punk. You know what, Mr. Producer? That's what I want this show titled. Paul Roma is a punk.
I like it. I think it's a great title.
Well, that's what it's going to be? Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay. We got the green light. Let's do it.
Nice, dude. We got good producers over here.
They're the best.
I see the time. Shut up. I was just putting you over. Now you're making me heated. Shut the fuck up.
Stop being Paul Roma, okay? Be grateful we put you over. Oh.
We don't need no Romas around here. There's already a Roma out there stinking up YouTube.
Yeah. Gosh, So, I'm sorry, I know we're going home. And which podcast was that on? Is there more of a full interview with him?
There is. I don't remember the name of it, but you just Google it, dude. You just fucking pop that shit, not Google, pop that shit in the YouTube search, and it'll pop up a dozen results. That guy was smart. The one who did, I was giving him a lot of heat earlier, and I'm backpedaling a lot on that because he was smart. He got Roma. He was happy that he had a kind of a name on. And then Roma went off on this tangent about Hogan, and he was smart, man. He goes, I'm going to cut this son of a bitch up, make a bajillion shorts out of it. I'm going to blast the internet. And he has. And he's getting a lot of attention for it. And good for him. Good for him.
Smart. Yeah, fucking A. Awesome, dude. Whoever you are, I'm going to find his name, though, because he definitely deserves recognition, for sure.
Well, let me know if you find any contact information on that guy. I'll send him this show. Send this to Paul for me.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And
So there it is, Roma. Now all eyes are going to be looking at you. Well, somebody took your challenge. It wasn't Hogan.
and
Now what?
I would be grateful, and it would be awesome to get Paul. So I'll send it to that guy. We'd like to get Paul's contact, like immediate contact information. Let's get Paul on the show, dude, and have him respond to you. That would be like a fucking back and forth, dude, like a cross war. Fucking perfect.
Paul won't come on this show. He's a bitch. He knows this is not where he's going to get a friendly welcome, so he won't come.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But let's see, Paul, do you have even a half of a testicle? If you do, come on the show, dude. We'll have a little argument instead of you getting your fucking nose broken again. Because if nothing else, I promise you that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'll be a fair moderator, dude. I will fucking make it even for both sides.
No, you won't. You'll let me go at him.
I'll let you go at him.
Yeah, say, get him. Fuck him. Get him. I know you will. You don't mind busting my balls at all, and everybody who's watching knows that. So, challenge is out, and hopefully, challenge is accepted. I don't feel like I'm actually challenging him. I'm just telling him that I'll take Hogan's spot for his challenge.
Well, I think I took it that you challenged him.
Okay.
Unless
Either way, dude, whatever it takes for you to fucking slap on the old panties and man up, Paul. Because this Roma heat, oh boy, I'm turning it up, dude. You're not going to get a whole lot of. You're not going to get any positive press from me moving forward. Not ever again. Because you're a punk. And I don't back punks.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah. So I guess on that note, take it home.
I think so. Producer, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're giving the signal. Take it home.
All
okay.
Right. They're ready for us to be done. I feel like it's pushy. Like they should let us wrap it up when we want to wrap it up. But they never do. They always point at us and they start telling us